Hello, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, welcome to my channel. My name's Hafeezat and I am a commentary YouTuber here on this platform. And Happy New Year! It is 2022. It is the end of the first week of the new year and I am here to talk about my thoughts on 2021 and what I hope to see for 2022. I don't know why I said 2021 like that. Please leave me alone. Before I continue, I just want to let y'all know that it's been a while since I've been on here and I'm really sorry about that. I started grad school, as you may know, based on my last video, which you can watch here, and it was a lot. That and a bunch of other things just really impacted me and I didn't really feel like filming. I didn't really know what to film. Still kind of don't know, but like, you know, we're gonna get into it, we're gonna get through it and it's gonna be okay. So yeah, that's just a little bit of an explainer and I'm gonna get more into it anyways in this video. As always, I always say I'm gonna try my best to like not talk too much, but like that's all I know how to do, so like we'll see. But if you would like to, before you continue on with this video, please not like and comment yet because you haven't watched the video, but like this video because it helps me out a lot, and subscribe if you like this video at the end. And yeah, let's just get into it. Let's start with 2021. 2021 was scary. It was a lot for me, and it had both like highs and lows, which I'm gonna get into, but I feel as if 2021 has been kind of a signifier of growth for a lot of folks, and I don't want to be one of those people that is like, you know, trying to like see like the what's it called, like the light in every dark situation, because we're still in a pandemic. Like nothing's relatively changed for the most part. We're still overworked, underpaid, and tired. You know, that's how it is for a lot of folks, but at the same time I know some people have had this mentality that they've really seen themselves grow this past year. And while this year was a mixture of highs and lows for me, and a lot more lows here and there compared to highs, I will say that it was a space for growth for me as an individual, as well as also in just other aspects of my life. And we're gonna just chat about it and I'm gonna just share my thoughts, and hopefully this resonates with folks, and leave in the comments like how 2021 was for you. Safe space for anybody to really share how they felt. If you need any assistance, etc., just, you know, vent in the comments. It's there for you. But in terms of the highs of 2021, I think one of the major highs that I really was happy about was me being able to graduate. So I graduated from my undergrad university, which is Temple University. I no longer claim that university. It is no longer in my bio on like social media. I don't like that place, but I did graduate from there this past May and I was really happy with how that went, because I had a really rough senior year. I was an RA, I lived on campus, but I was like really isolated for the most part because of COVID. I wasn't really able to do a lot of the things that I normally did prior to COVID, and that plus being online virtually, and like still navigating like work and internships and stuff like that really took a toll on me. So I was really happy to be able to, you know, get out of 2021 with my degree. You know, I ended up having to take an incomplete in one of my classes and I ended up having to take 2 summer classes too. So it was a different path that I had not seen for myself originally when it came to getting my degree. I thought when I was going to graduate early it would be more smoother than that, but the pandemic really impacted me, having to like, you know, drop out of a class literally right before finals week in my fall semester, and then now having to take extra classes over the summer and pay more for those because I couldn't fit all of them into my schedule without like, you know, literally burning out. So graduating was a very much high for me because I was nervous that I wasn't even going to graduate on time. So I was really happy and proud of myself in that aspect. And with that, I started grad school. So as you all know, like I started grad school, like I said earlier in this video, as well as in past videos. I am in journalism school right now. I go to school in New York, but I'm living back home in Jersey. So I commute every day and it's stressful every day because the New Jersey transit bus system, if you know it, it is horrible, like most public transportation systems in this country. But yeah, I have had a great time at school for the most part. It's definitely challenged me, I will not lie. I ended this semester straight B's, like no A's, just straight B's, and I'm really happy with that. You know, I struggled a lot this semester, especially like navigating more rigorous and faster structure that I wasn't used to, despite taking 15 credits, which doesn't seem like a lot, but 15 credits in grad school is a lot more, especially when you're a working professional. And they, especially in my school, they require us to go out a lot to do work outside of class, whether it's getting video, photo, or interviewing, reporting, things like that, because it's a journalism school. And I didn't really factor that into my life as much as I thought I did. So when being confronted with having to, like, you know, get up out of bed at like 6 a.m. to go film my friend who teaches you know, a running at a running club, and doing all of that, I was like, this was not what I signed up for. But it was all good experiences nonetheless, and I have now been able to expand my portfolio in places that I didn't really even think of, like data and like learning how to use HTML and CSS, and doing more video work outside of YouTube because I'm really interested in production, but my YouTube skills are kind of limited, so I was able to do a lot more of that work in grad school. I wrote a couple of things. I'm not really super proud of them just yet, but you know, it's practice. We're getting there. But all great things. So that is another high of 2021 that I'm really happy to, like, you know, share about. I hit 400 subscribers on YouTube, which was really happy for me, and it's been in the early 400s just because I haven't posted in a long time, but it's fine. I'm hoping to be back again. I don't want to make any promises. I'm really just gonna go with the flow and hope for the best, but I really would like to be consistent. But I want to thank every single one of you for subscribing to my channel, and if you're watching this video and you're not subscribed, please subscribe because I'm nice, I don't bite, and you can watch my past videos to see what I'm all about. So yeah, I'm really happy about that. And finally, in terms of highs of 2021, I established myself more as a professional in my field. So I do some part-time work right now. I have 2 part-time jobs, technically 3, but we're not going to talk about one of them. I love all my work that I do, and I've really established myself as a professional, whether it's like kind of like taking over while my supervisor at one of my jobs has gone on like break, vacation, etc., and me being the point of contact for a lot of the work that she normally does. That was really nerve-wracking, but nonetheless, like, I ended up doing a lot of good stuff, so I was really proud of myself in that aspect. I've been able to kind of like see where I'm going in the future in terms of like, once I graduate, what am I worth, whether it's like financial worth, but also just the work that I'm able to do. I look at like job like descriptions and I read the qualifications, and me hitting the qualifications that I didn't hit maybe like a year ago or 2 years ago really warms my heart. So I'm really happy that I was able to like kind of like grow in that aspect, and I've been able to establish myself in that sense. So yeah, that's all of the highs for 2021. Let's get into the lows. So for many people, not just me, 2021 was a bit annoying. Let's just get it right out of the way. Like, you know, COVID is still here. COVID is still hurting us. Some people are saying that like YouTube is like flagging videos that might say the word I don't know. I don't care. Whatever. It's not like people are watching my stuff anyways. But it is here. She's alive. She's thriving, Miss Corona, and that really impacted me this year. From the opportunities that I wish I could have done, to people not being able to see certain people, all of those things. But in terms of like 2021 as a whole, COVID really exacerbated my mental health issues. My mental health was impacted negatively a lot this year. I don't know how many breakdowns I had, but I had a lot. I don't know how many times I just felt like not doing anything, but I had literal weeks where I just could not muster to do anything at all. And it was really terrible, and it's not the first time that I've experienced these things, but it happened a lot more frequently than I was used to. And I finally asked for help after a while of just dealing with this by myself and like ranting to my friends and like my boyfriend and everything. I went to the wellness center at my grad school and was like, listen, I need help. I need professional help. Can you find somebody within my insurance to help me out, because I don't have money to pay out of pocket for any of this type of stuff. And I've been able to do that, so I'm really happy about that. And I will talk more about it on this channel in a bit, because I, as a Black woman especially, mental health is something that I feel needs to be talked about more within the Black community, especially for Black women who are often like underdiagnosed or underrepresented when it comes to the mental health space. So I'm going to be sharing a lot more of that in the near future, and it's going to take a lot of me to like be a bit vulnerable like that in terms of those things. You know, my family might end up watching this video one day or whatever, like, you know, but like at the same time, if it helps somebody, I don't care. And I think we need to stop having these like taboo situations when it comes to talking about mental health, especially within our communities, because not only am I Black, but I'm also like a daughter of immigrants, and like immigrant communities, you know, African, you know, foreign communities, they don't really talk about mental health enough. So I hope to kind of like start breaking that, you know, and like just like letting it out. But yeah, my mental health really took a dip this year, this past year. It's not 2021 anymore, so I'm hoping that it gets better. And yeah, talking about that, part of that was because I didn't see a lot of family and friends that I normally did. I was very grateful to have a very warm and safe Thanksgiving this year. My family's vaccinated, we're all great. I saw my baby cousins, I saw everybody that I wanted to see over Thanksgiving. I laughed and I just did a lot of hugs, and it was just wonderful. Thanksgiving was wonderful, but unfortunately I wasn't able to see my family this Christmas, and it's really sad because this is the second Christmas that I have not been able to see my extended family. They don't even live far from us, but like we've just not been in contact for a little bit, and it really broke my heart, and it made me sad because it was like, you know, traditions that I've been doing since I was a child are slowly like being changed and going away as I'm getting older. And it's not even our fault per se, it's because of the state of the world, and that really impacted me negatively. Also, like not being able to see my friends in as much as I used to. Like I live in Jersey now, a lot of my friends live in Philly or they go to school in other parts of the country, so I was not able to see them a lot while I was in school. Even while I was back in Philly, it was hard because a lot of people ended up going back home, or like, you know, COVID precautions, things of that nature. I mainly saw my boyfriend the most while I was back at Temple, and I saw other people like here and there as much as I could. But now that I'm in like Jersey, going to school in New York, like I'm trying to make new friends and whatnot, which is interesting, I will not lie. I've made a couple of new friends, which I'm really happy about, but not seeing like my OG friends and whatnot definitely like took a toll on me because I love them. It's hard for me to kind of like really push new friendships and put myself out there. I will often, like, if you do one wrong thing, like I'll write you off, so I need to work on that for myself. But yeah, that was another low point, I would say, like friends and family, not being able to see them as often. So I'm hoping that that changes this year. And just like overall, I felt a lot of existential dread every single day. My therapist, by the way, I'm seeing a therapist if you couldn't infer that, says that I have depression, and I was just like, I'm not surprised. I'm not surprised. It just seems like, you know, the world is ending. Like, it feels like it's ending, and that goes into like my next section of this video is like, is this the end of civilization as we know it? Like, I need to breathe for a second, hold on. When I say that I feel like the world is ending, I truly mean it. Like, you know, we got Muslims saying that Yom Al-Qiyamah is coming, like we have Christians saying like the same thing. Like, it's like, oh my god, it feels like the world is ending every single day, and I honestly feel like we're in a simulation sometimes. Like, I know that sounds like really cliche, really basic, but it's true. Like, yesterday was the anniversary of the January 6th insurrection that happened at the Capitol, and you know what the Democrats did? They invited the cast of Hamilton to sing Dear Theodosia, and I just, like, where's the thinking? Where's the thought process? Who asked for this? Who said that this was a sign of hope, a sign of healing? I love Hamilton. I will stand by Hamilton. However, I did not need the cast of Hamilton singing Dear Theodosia in honor of like the lives lost or whatever the case may be, which is very tragic. What happened, like the people who lost their lives, whether at the riot, like, or like afterwards as a residual effect, like I really pray for them and I hope that they are resting and everything like that. But no, we're living in a dystopia because who's telling celebrities to keep singing at us? Like, that's not fixing anything. That's not fixing anything. When they sing Imagine last year, Gal Gadot and them, who asked them? Who asked them? Who asked them? And it's just like, you know, COVID's not getting any better, and our politicians aren't doing anything to make it any remotely better. They suck, you know, to the point that they're now just like pinpointing the blame on unvaccinated folks, when the fact of the matter is, it's the structures of America that's exacerbating these things outside of them too. But you're not changing that. You're not paying people to stay at home. You're not helping small businesses like you should. All of these things just make me feel like the world is ending because nothing is working. And I hate to be so cynical and such a Debbie Downer, but that's how I've been feeling recently. And that's how 2021 made me feel like. It made me feel like the world was coming to an end. And like climate change has been horrible, from the tornadoes that happen in the Midwest, you know, to like typhoons currently happening in like Malaysia, Southeast Asia, you know. And you know, we just had snow here, but like it wasn't normal snow, it was a regular snow. But in Virginia they just had snow recently, and it ended up causing people to like be stuck on the highway for like hours. People were stuck in the highway. Earlier in 2021, there was a snowstorm in Texas that they were not equipped to deal with, and that ended up impacting their infrastructure. It's things like that, the fires in California, all of those things make me feel like the world is ending. I don't know. Like, and to top it all off, you know, one of the things that I really dislike about America is that it is a machine, right? We are all struggling. I don't know anyone who isn't struggling. We are all trying to get through these next couple of, like, you know, years of our lives as, like, you know, like scot-free as possible, like without minimal injury to our mental, to our physical even, you know, whatever the case may be. But we live in a country that prioritizes profit over people, and we are now in situations in which we are being forced to go back into work, whether in person or even remotely, with very little options for breaks and rest, and people are being required to put themselves at risk in order to continue to fund a capitalist machine, and I can't stand it. I'm very privileged in the sense that I work remotely and my jobs emphasize paid time off and whatnot, and my supervisors always encourage me to take time off. I'm very grateful for them, but not everybody has the ability to do that, and our politicians are also not helping with that. Like I said, we got stupid like Eric Adams talking about how low wage workers at Dunkin' Donuts and whatnot, they need us business folks to come into the city and buy our bacon, egg, and cheese and lattes with caramel syrup. Like, no, what we need is everybody to stay home and get paid to stay home while we try to get this COVID under wraps. That's what we need. But because people are incompetent and they don't want to prioritize people and their safety over profits, they are forcing us to go outside, whether it is workers or students, teachers, etc. All of those things make me feel like this world is ending, or at least this is the end of America. Like, this is the end of this empire, which honestly I would not mind seeing the end of America. I don't know where I'm going with this, but it's been a struggle. That's what's been plaguing my mind, you know, this past year, and it's okay because I talked to my therapist about it, so it's fine. So we're working on like getting my anxiety under wraps, but I wanted to share all of these things because I know that there's other people who are definitely feeling the same impact that I'm feeling when it comes to all of this stuff. So I want y'all to know that you're not alone in that sense. But yeah, it's been tough. 2021 was a whirlwind of emotions, a roller coaster of all the feels. Now, I don't want to end this video on a sour note per se, so I have some hopes for 2022 that I like to share with y'all, and I would love you guys to share what you have hope for this year in the comments down below. If you want to DM me on social media, you can do that too. I am an open book, open ears, you know. But some hopes that I have, and they're on my iPad, that's why. I hope some politicians D-word or remove themselves from their posts. However, I know that's not going to happen because evil people never leave when they're supposed to leave, and it really sucks. But I can hope, I can dream, you know, and, you know, manifest. Manifest. Anyways, I've been finally able to take my mental health into my own hands, like I've stated before, which I'm really happy about. So I'm hoping that it goes well this year and it gets better this year, and I'm gonna be sharing parts of that journey with you all too, again for transparency's sake, but also for folks to realize that mental health and talking about mental health needs to be normalized, and it does not need to be as scary as a topic as it should be. So if there's anything you guys want to talk about in regards to that, let me know down below. I'm not a professional, by the way. I will literally just be talking from my own personal experiences, so please don't use me as like professional advice, but just advice in terms of, like, you know, getting help for yourself. Just wanted to put that out there. I hope in 2022 that boundary setting becomes less of a stressful thing for me. I have a hard time setting boundaries here and there, which is why I'm overworked and tired, because I like to say yes to a lot of things. I need to stop saying yes to a lot of things, and I also need to start telling people I can't do this right now, but maybe later, things of that nature. I need to realize that homework and my grades are not going to be the death of me, and if I decide not to do an assignment, it does not reflect poorly on my character. It is just simply talking about the capacity that I have in the moment, and if it's there or not. And if it's not there, it doesn't get done, we move on, we go to the next thing. So those are things that I really want to prioritize for myself in 2022. I also hope that we really see the minimization of COVID this year. We're going into year 3 of COVID, and it's just, I don't know how much longer I can really deal with this and keep my sanity intact. I'm tired. I'm really tired, and I'm not gonna lie and be like, oh, it's becoming endemic right now, which means like we're like living with it. No, we're not. It's still a pandemic. It's not the flu yet. People are dying. People are getting cases by the hundreds of thousands every single day. Like, it's still exacerbated. It's still happening. I really hope that it minimizes by the end of this year. I really hope that some people pull their heads out of their butts and make this better, because I have very little power. I can only do what I can do, you know, wear my mask where I go and everything like that. There's a lot of structural things that need to be changed in order for COVID to get better, so I really hope those things come to fruition. I have to hope, because if I don't hope, then I'll just be sad. So I'd rather be hopeful than be sad. And that finally, I hope I fall in love with content creation again, for myself and not for anybody else. I definitely put a lot of pressure in myself to make content this past year, and when I didn't make that content, I felt really shitty about myself. I felt like I was failing at something, and that's a problem, because I really started this just to share my thoughts and have fun, and I think I need to remind myself that it's okay to not make things all the time. It's okay to not be on all the time. At the same time, I would like to be consistent, but again, for myself, not for anybody else. I have some topics already planned out for the next couple of months, and I hope that the schedule that I've proposed for myself in my mind is fine. I'm not going to share. I'm just going to hope that it works, because I feel like once I share it, I have to stand by it, and once I don't stand by it, then, like, you know, people's perception of me, I fear that it shifts. Even though I know that it's not shifting, I have anxiety. Though things like that, like, you know, it happens. I constantly worry about how other people will perceive me, but that's for other videos. All of this to say, I should not fear perception as I move along with this, because it's going to happen. It's inevitable. I'm putting myself out there on the internet, but I can definitely set things in place so that way I don't have those fears and they're lessened, and I can continue to create for myself and not worry about other people's thoughts and ideas about it. So we'll see how that goes. Alright, that is all from me for this video. It is now like sunset, or it's close to sunset right now, so I'm happy that we got this done in less than 30 minutes. So hopefully this video is also less than 30 minutes. If you are not subscribed yet, please subscribe. Like I said, if you like this video, please give it a like and give it a comment. I really would like to hear your thoughts about your 2021 reflections, your 2022 goals. Did you make a mood board? Do you have a list? All of those things, and I will happily respond to them and read them and love them and enjoy them and all of the things. Happy New Year, everybody. I'm wishing you all the best of luck. Please stay safe, healthy, warm. And yeah, I will see you very soon. Bye.